Alright, this is a tutorial on editing basically the eyenav application in iOS, modifying the new window function to execute a missing feature. And I'll explain this by basically showing you exactly what I mean. So I'm just gonna navigate to a bookmark put on the desktop, which you'll be able to see how I did that on another tutorial. And you can see when I click it that the navigator opens up, and it basically has the website and this little in web browser. And normally in iOS, the 1 latest versions, when you click new window, it doesn't actually do anything apart from bring you to a blank URL inside this window. So nothing actually happens apart from it changes the URL. But I've modified this so that when you actually do click this new window, you'll basically get a pop-up. Normally it's blocked because obviously web browsers like that by default now, but you can see it's opened that web page that was that bookmark, and it's opened it in a new tab or a new window. So to do that, all I did basically was go into your iOS applications folder and then find eyenav, which is here, and there's a script called events.icode. Basically, this is the event script. It's the extension iCode is basically PHP, but it's PHP designed specifically for iOS applications. So it's nothing new. And you can see we have all these different functions for different events. And right here, we have a function called eyenav on new window, which is basically the function triggered when that button, on this button here, new window, is clicked. So I've modified that. This is the original code, which kind of puts it on a dead end, and I've commented that out, and I've added these two lines. Now basically what this does is this JS variable, which stands for JavaScript, we're basically putting JavaScript code into a variable, and then we're executing it through an iOS function, which takes that variable into an array and then executes it as normal JavaScript. So window open is just a normal JavaScript function, which basically it just takes a URL and just opens it in a new tab. And if you've got a pop-up blocker on your browser, which is normally built in, you'll either click that pop-up and then it'll work as normal, or you can allow pop-ups from that site. And you can see there's a PHP variable in here, which is basically a variable you can grab from inside of eyenav, which it lets you use, which is the actual URL in this text field here. So you can actually reference that and put it in your JavaScript. And that's it mainly. So for any bookmark that you have on your desktop, if you just click new window, it'll just bring it up. And if you want to take the block up popper off, all you have to do is basically just click a link again, new window. But once you're on this site, if it's make sure it's the same domain. And on Opera you have a edit site preferences option. which I'm just trying to find because it's... Yeah, you can't do it on iOS directly because it overwrites your right click normally and brings up the iOS custom right click menu. So do it on the same domain as your whatever you're wanting to have the pop up lead to, and click on edit site preferences in Opera, and then just choose open all pop ups. Click OK. So if I just refresh this and click that link once again, notice it does it without even giving me a pop-up, it just does it automatically. So we can advance a bit more on that, but that's the basics of it, and it's going to be a much more advanced modification on this. It's going to be part of bossOS, so I'm going to do some more tutorials in that future. If you want to investigate, kind of make this idea of bookmarks more in iOS, then you can check my last tutorial on that, which will be in the iOS playlist, and just basically watch that before you watch this one.